A snake can strike. A lion can roar. A leopard can sprint. Yet one much smaller animal has earned a reputation that makes even dangerous predators think twice. Not because it is the strongest, not because it is the fastest, but because it almost never seems to accept defeat. That sounds like the perfect action movie hero, except this one is completely real. So, how did the honey badger become one of nature's boldest survivors? And why does its true story turn out to be even more impressive than the internet legend? Meet the honey badger, also known as the Ratel. It lives across much of Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. At first glance, it does not look especially intimidating. Adults usually weigh between about 20 and 35 pounds, roughly the size of a medium dog. They have short legs, a broad body, powerful claws, and a distinctive gray back with a darker underside. Nothing about that appearance screams unstoppable. Until it starts moving. Honey badgers spend much of their lives searching for food, and they are not picky eaters. In fact, they are among the most adaptable predators and scavengers on land. Rodents, birds, eggs, insects, reptiles, frogs, fruit, roots, even carrion. If it provides energy, it is probably on the menu. That flexible diet helps them survive in environments where food changes with the seasons. Their famous name comes from one favorite reward: honey. They love raiding beehives for honey, larvae, and wax. Most animals see thousands of angry bees and immediately rethink their life choices. The honey badger simply digs, tears, and keeps going. Thick skin around the head and neck provides some protection against stings, although they are certainly not immune. The meal is simply worth the effort. Those claws are another secret weapon. They are long, curved, and incredibly strong. A honey badger can dig into hard ground surprisingly quickly, creating burrows to rest in, or uncovering prey, hiding below the surface. Sometimes it even steals burrows made by other animals. Imagine spending hours building your dream home, only for a determined neighbor to walk in and decide they live there now. Nature can be brutally practical. Now comes the feature that made this animal famous around the world: its skin. Honey badger skin is unusually thick and remarkably loose. That loose fit creates an unexpected advantage. If a predator grabs the animal, the honey badger can twist around inside its own skin and bite back. What looked like a successful attack suddenly becomes a painful mistake. It is a clever defensive adaptation, built by evolution over countless generations. This toughness has inspired endless online stories, claiming honey badgers are completely invincible. That is where reality deserves some respect. Honey badgers are incredibly resilient, but they are not superheroes. Lions, leopards, hyenas, and large pythons can and do kill honey badgers under certain circumstances. Young honey badgers are especially vulnerable. Courage does not erase biology. So why do so many predators hesitate? Because hunting is all about risk versus reward. A predator wants a meal that costs as little energy and injury as possible. A honey badger often fights back with astonishing determination. Sharp teeth, powerful jaws, fast reactions, constant aggression when cornered. Even if the predator eventually wins, it may leave with painful injuries that could affect future hunts. Sometimes, the safer decision is simply finding easier prey. That mindset explains one of the biggest lessons in ecology. Strength alone does not determine survival. The willingness and ability to defend yourself can completely change how other species interact with you. Nature is constantly calculating costs, even if no animal is literally doing the math. Honey badgers are also surprisingly intelligent. Researchers and wildlife keepers have observed them solving problems, opening gates, moving objects, and using their environment creatively. In some captive settings, individuals have stacked logs, rocks, or other items to climb over barriers. They are curious, persistent, and quick to explore new opportunities. If something blocks the path to food, giving up is rarely the first option. Another fascinating relationship involves a small bird called the greater honey guide. People often repeat the story that the bird always leads honey badgers to beehives before sharing the leftovers. It sounds like a perfect wildlife partnership. The truth is more complicated. Honey guides are well documented leading humans to hives, and they benefit after the hive is opened. Interactions with honey badgers have been reported, but scientists have found mixed evidence about how common or consistent this partnership actually is. Reality is less like a guaranteed business contract and more like occasional cooperation when conditions happen to align. The honey badger also has another reputation: snake hunter. It is capable of killing and eating venomous snakes, including cobras, in some parts of its range. Thick skin helps during fights, but that is only part of the story. Speed, experience, powerful bites, and careful timing matter far more than internet myths. Some people claim honey badgers are completely immune to snake venom. That is an exaggeration. They may possess some resistance to certain venoms compared with many mammals, but they are not magically protected from every bite or every species. A serious envenomation can still be dangerous. This difference between myth and reality actually makes the animal more impressive. We often imagine bravery as fearlessness, but in nature, survival is usually about preparation, adaptation, and persistence. The honey badger succeeds because millions of years of evolution equipped it with useful tools, not because it breaks the laws of biology. Life is still difficult. Food is unpredictable. Larger predators are always nearby. Young animals face countless dangers before reaching adulthood. Every successful day represents hundreds of small decisions that reduce risk while increasing opportunity. Even its personality fits this lifestyle. Honey badgers are mostly solitary. They patrol large territories, investigate every scent, dig into promising locations, and keep moving. They are active problem solvers in landscapes where standing still too long can become dangerous. Humans can learn something from that without turning wildlife into motivational posters. Persistence works best when it is paired with flexibility. The honey badger does not charge blindly into every situation. It changes tactics. It digs when climbing fails. It scavenges when hunting is difficult. It exploits whatever opportunity appears next. Determination alone is useful, but determination combined with adaptation is far more powerful. That is also why honey badgers matter in their ecosystems. By hunting rodents, insects, reptiles, and other animals, they help shape local food webs. By digging, they disturb soil and create shelters that other species may later use. Like every predator and scavenger, they play multiple ecological roles that extend beyond their own survival. The next time someone says the honey badger fears nothing, remember the real story. It is not fearless. It is not invincible. It does not win every fight. Instead, it survives because evolution built an animal that can solve problems, exploit opportunities, absorb punishment, and refuse to quit when a smarter strategy still exists. That truth is far more inspiring than any meme. Nature did not create the strongest mammal on Earth. It created one of the toughest survivors, proving that resilience is rarely about size. Sometimes it is about having the right tools, making the right decisions, and staying in the game long enough for persistence to become its own kind of strength.